And we're live. Welcome back, folks. This is Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron, one of the middle class millionaires. We're joining you back live again. Today is Tuesday, May 31st, and we're going in to the letter A. It's not sponsored by the letter A like Sesame Street, but we're going to the letter A. And Monday we talked about humble, hungry, happy. And today we're going to focus on humble. And that's humble in business, how it's going to keep you open to others, folks. Humble in business. So we have some special panel guests here today. We're going to let them introduce themselves, say what's up to the people.
Hey, how y'all doing, everybody? This is Mr. D, Mr. DNA Pay from DNA Paycations. Hey, just here to show y'all how to be humble.
This is Hamid Sharif from Dream to Reality Academy, one of the middle class millionaires. Welcome. Good evening.
Like I said, we're from all of us. We're into different things. That's a beautiful part about being part of our team, the middle class millionaires. That we're all striving for a common goal, even though we're taking different roads, right? So let's do a little recap, folks. Yes, we've been gone for a whole week, as I have just had my third child, my second son, who's now here. Manny, we was on Manny Watch, and now he's here, and back to business. Paternity leave is over. It lasted a whole week. So now we're back to pursuing and helping everybody get their mindset together. We work on that mindset training, and I do the review. We talked about humble, we talked about hungry, we talked about happy. So quick review. We said that humble was not proud, not thinking of yourself as better than others. Then we said hungry was feeling a strong desire or need for something, or a strong need to do something. Happy was the feeling or pleasure, feeling pleasure and enjoyment because of your life, your situation, or etc. And we're focused on the etc., which is your business. So having that feeling of pleasure and enjoyment in your business. So we want to help everybody, including helping ourselves on those things, right? So we're trying to focus on those things, and we just want to bring it to the forefront of everyone's mind. So we're gonna open discussion today, and it's all about the word humble. So as we talk about humble, we talk about humble in business, and that I say that's me. I'm saying that it keeps you open to others, right? And so we're going into that, and I have 3 points that I'm gonna get our brothers to expand on. We're gonna work on that right now, right? So we talked about the ABC and a 1, 2, 3, and here it is. We gotta start off with our positive affirmation. That's what we suggest that everyone should be doing, as most network marketing professionals will tell you. They say, I believe. We believe. They
believe.
Right? And gotta tell you guys about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, and Wednesday is going to be our first day of study hall. We're gonna it's gonna start off a little rough, but it's gonna get better over time, folks. Study hall is gonna start. We're gonna we're gonna talk about Eric Worre, and we're gonna talk about his book. And for those who join us, hey, you'll get a link. You'll get a special link that you'll have access to that material, right? So you'll be able to follow along. So we're gonna cover. It's kind of like a book club, folks. It's real simple. We're gonna read the introduction and chapter 1. You should be doing that on your own, and we're gonna just go here. We're gonna probably skim through it a little bit, and we're gonna have open discussion about the introduction and chapter 1 of Eric Worre's book, right? And we'll also tell you where you can find that book online to get it for yourself. You can even share it and get it with us, or you'll get it on your own and watch this video at a later time. So we're talking about humble. humble in business. I said it keeps you open to others because arrogant people, as you can see, I was just probably watching a Shark Tank a little while ago. Guess what? Mr. Wonderful, he's not really humble in business. Now, he has excellent business knowledge, but guess what, folks? A lot of people won't work with him. They bias towards Mr. Wonderful when he sold his company for billions and billions of dollars, but most people don't want to work with Mr. Wonderful because they don't like he tells the truth and he's upfront, but he's not humble with it. He's talking to people down. He's talking down. You all right back there? He's talking down and he's talking at people, right? We trying to talk with people. So number one, I don't have all the answers, right? That's one of the keys. That's the first key of being humble in business. You gotta know you gotta know it for yourself that you don't have all the answers. Because I know I don't have all the answers, and I'm more than willing to admit my faults. Uh, like right now, I'm compressing to what I do online now because I have a lot going on, and I'm saying I'm gonna compress because I don't know it all. I probably stretched myself too thin, but now I'm coming back and I'm gonna get real close. I'm gonna squeeze it together. I'm gonna compress so that way I can maximize my efforts on a few projects that tie together to try to maximize my profits, and then I'll go and venture off, right? Because like I said, that was my fault. Uh, I know some of us still have the goals of 10 programs, $10 a day. I'm a stay in my lane and go back to what originally got me the money because I don't have all the answers in every program, but I understand these few programs, and I still have another program to stretch in to get understanding, and then after that is settled and set up, I'll see what I could do. So I want to see the brother's reflection on being humble in business. Like, what's your personal definition about being humble in business? And uh, statement number one, I don't have all the answers, and I'm willing to admit my faults.
Well, I'll start. I'll say I'm just humble in life. Everyone that knows me will know that I'm a confident person. But even in my confidence, I'm humble and I like to play the background as far as being out front. I think that you have to be humble because none of us know everything. And as soon as you think you know everything, you find out you don't know anything. The more I learn, the more I need to learn. If I discover a new type of business, I find out quickly that I don't know enough about it to dive into it always. So definitely got to be humble. As far as learning, that's exactly why I was so happy Aaron allowed me to be part of the middle class millionaires. Because I know that I needed a group that I could learn from, that I could go to, that I can bounce off ideals off of, and hopefully get some guidance and hopefully share some guidance. That's what I need to say or want to say about being humble.
Okay. Look, I I don't have all the answers, and I almost had myself muted when I was trying to speak. So obviously I ain't perfect right there. Y'all can catch it live. But yes, definitely got to be humble. I understand it as far as me in business, not having all the answers is something I found to actually be empowering. Some of the best mentors and stuff that I've had have taught me that not having all the answers is not a weakening thing, but it's an empowering thing because when you don't have the answers, that's what allows you sometimes to use those resources, to use your network, to use those who are around you, and that's how you grow relationships. When someone is able to do something or help you with something or provide you with something, when you actually go to someone else in need and they are able to fill a need for you, and indeed you are able to fill a need back, that increases your relationships, that builds your relationship and strengthens things. And I don't think there's anybody who really wants to be around somebody who feels they know everything. No one really likes to know it all, so no one wants to be with the know it all, because if you already know it everything, why should they even waste their breath to open their mouth to speak to you? Because they can't teach you nothing, they can't show you nothing. It's like the person who got everything for their birthday. What you gonna give them? So you don't want to be that person. You always want to be open, because I always believe that you can never stop learning. As long as you're open to learn, you will learn something. Open your eyes, close your mouth, and pay attention, and you will probably learn something from everyone. Everywhere you go, there's going to be something to be learned. So you have to be humble enough to be able to learn. Okay, there's lots of people out here who are great mentors, who are great teachers, and they got a lot of experience to be able to share. That will actually grow you. But if you're not even humble enough to receive it from anybody else, if you're too high, if you're too mighty, you won't get that. You would never get that. You will have those people who have more of what you're actually looking for, who would never even speak to you because you're too uppity. So, gotta remain humble. Humbleness is the beginning of wisdom, and we all need the wisdom in our life. And I'll just leave it with that.
And you led right into point number two. Maybe our thought processes are on the same wave, because thought number two about being humble in business, you gotta always keep learning, and you gotta make sure that you're open to learning from others. I mean, perfect example. I know yesterday was Memorial Day and everything, and on the Shark Tank Marathon, this dude had a perfect clothing accessory. Damon John is on the panel, but he wouldn't let the man speak. He said, "I would have gave you a deal if you would have just let me talk. But every time I'm talking, you cut me off. You do this, you do that." That guy was not humble, and he gave it the whatever. And Damon and Mark started tripping. Like, I'm gonna call him. Like, "Hey, can we do? What about? I think the business should be whatever, whatever." He kept saying, "What?" Like they. This guy left the money on the table because he wouldn't just be humble, right? And as Brother D had talked about, uh, never stop learning. Number two of being humble in business, my thought pattern was on learn from your losses, because there are definitely others out there that are way better than you, right? You got to know this. I mean, that's what we're talking about being humble. We're talking about you don't have all the answers. You got to admit your faults, but you got to be willing to learn from your losses and learn from those, like you said, finding a mentor, because there are people out there that are better than you. There are people out there that, what Eric Ward say, he said, a network marketing professional. Let me see if y'all can see that. He said, you got to be a professional. These are professionals, people who've been doing it 20, 30 years. You definitely can learn from these people. So learn from your losses, which we have done, which we are all in the process of doing, learning from our losses, because we're not the expert. I'm not even going to sit up here and act like I'm the expert, but I know there are people that are better, and I try to learn from them, and I also want to get close to them, because guess what? If they better and I'm losing, it's going to help make me better. I mean, what are you supposed to do? What do you need to do? You got to keep practicing, or you got to play with people at a higher level in order for your game to step up. So, fellas, number two, learn from your losses. There are others that are better.
Learn from your losses. There's others that are better, and that's part of making sure that you stay consistent and stay plugged into your mentors. And even when it's not easy, you got to just keep plugging along, keep going back, and remember, you can learn from individuals, from live streams now, but also from books. And you can go back to a book that you already been through and learn again and learn something new. and just make sure that you are plugging into the people that have done what you want to do and are doing what you want to do. And there's always someone willing to share if you're willing to learn. You know, the mistake the guy made on Shark Tank, he didn't want to learn from someone that has done what he wants to do. That should have been the main person he was listening to, because that's the person that has done exactly what he's trying to do. So learn, learn, learn. I'm an educator. I learn every day. I learn from my students every day, and anyone else that wants to share with me, young, old, in between. So learn, and you have to learn from your mistakes. They say fail forward, right? So if you have a temporary setback, take that temporary setback, learn from it, move forward. The one thing that I don't want to ever do is have a temporary setback and that be the end of me moving forward or trying to learn or trying something again or getting up off the deck, like Brother D said. So I'll leave it with that.
Thank you very much. I mean, because people need to realize that, hey, just because there are people better than you, that don't mean you can't be good, right? So now we're going to pass it over to Brother D, see his reflection on learn from your losses.
Yes, sir. Learn from my losses. You know what? I want to expand on that just a little bit, because I definitely learn from my losses, because sometimes I feel like I've spent more time losing than I have winning. So if I'm losing more of the time than I am winning, that means I should be learning more of the time than I am not learning. Okay, so that just gives me that much more to learn from, because I look at it like this. I need a victory from a loss somehow. So if I can't win in the game, I might as well learn from the game so I can win next time. So that's my way of turning all my negatives into a positive for me, because I believe in the book that tells me all things are working for my good. So how is everything working for my good? That's when I'm turning my losses into my victories. So I'm learning from not only my losses, though, but you know what? Learning that there's somebody out there better. I'm learning from their losses, too. Because how did they get better? Most of the time when I talk to them, I know that they're better, and they tell me about all the times they lost before they got that way. They learned from their losses. So you know what? I learned from my losses, and then I learned from their losses, so I don't have to lose the way that they lost. It cuts my time down. It's a compression, because now they are helping me to avoid the potholes. They're helping me to avoid the mistakes, so I don't have to make them. So I can cut the time down that it took them to make that greatness, and I can compress it, and I can maybe make it in half the time or something. And it's not to put them down. I can only achieve that by being humble and listening to them, by receiving what they say, by learning from my mistakes and from theirs. There being someone better, that's a positive thing for me. Matter of fact, I bet I put my stakes on there being somebody better than me, because I don't spend too much time in a circle where I'm the best, because then I have nothing to learn. A lot of times then my growth has become stunted. I know a lot of people feel that it's all great being at the top. And some people become big-headed, they become pig-headed, and they become too comfortable, and they want to stay where they feel like they are at the top. But if you are at the top right there, you're at the top of that small little thing, and you're just not realizing there's a whole nother level to go. It's like reaching, the ninth grade or something in junior high, depending on which school you went to. When you get to that top, if some people want to stay there in the ninth grade because, hey, they've reached the pinnacle for that. Some people's eighth grade, some people's ninth. So they want to stay there, but they don't realize there's a whole high school to go to. And then when you're in high school, you don't realize there's college, And when you're in college, you got, I don't know how many levels of degrees. You got masters and PhDs and doctorates and everything else. There's always another level. So I'm looking for those people who are better than me, because I love to learn from them. Matter of fact, I'm competitive. I love to challenge them. Matter of fact, I like to say it like this, because I'm kind of a smaller guy. The bigger they are, the stronger they are, the better I'm going to be, because I'm going to give it my all, And if they do best me, they best believe I'm gonna come back stronger next time. I need somebody that's gonna push me and make me break through the best that I am today so that I can be better tomorrow. I'm looking for that person who's better than me. I want that person who's better than me because ain't nobody that's not gonna challenge you will not make you better. If it don't challenge you, it will not make you better. And I'm looking for the person who's better than me so they can make me a better me. That's all I gotta say about that.
I mean, that's what I'm talking about right there, man. I mean, I say this story often. Formula 409. They had 408 failures before they found that cleaning product to put on the shelf. And then you talk about the people who ran the mile in that fast time. High school kids could do it when nobody else in the world could do it but one person. When that one person did it, then everybody did it. Like it was a world record for so many years. Now people breaking that record in their sleep right now because they had to see somebody else do it. But guess what? It's the same thing. If we're going to talk about being in business, we're going to talk about network marketing. How many people's stories have we heard that lived in their cars? Tyler Perry lived in the car. The lady who wrote Harry Potter lived in the car. Michael Stampley was homeless. Les Brown and Les and his twin brother, they were born on a concrete floor of an abandoned factory. These people went from rags to riches. I mean, who else we got? We got what's that guy who did Paul Mitchell, John Paul? Like they went from nothing. They went from absolutely nothing.
Eric Gardner.
Eric Gardner, him and his son inside of a bathroom looking around, right? So it's like, come on, folks. Somebody already did it. The races have already been done. But you're not trying, right?
The Williams sisters coming out of Compton.
Yeah. They took something like tennis and reformulated the whole game. I mean, we know we all think it every time we see Serena play. Nobody shaped like that is supposed to be able to play tennis the way they do, right? So I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm just going to leave it, lay it up, say that doesn't supposed to be possible, but that's all she's been doing her whole life. Her body type didn't restrict her from playing tennis. So, I mean, it happens all over. It happens all over the place. I also heard a story about the guy. He was a farmer or something. He ran a marathon, and in marathon, people supposed to take breaks. They supposed to take breaks in between and went and laid down and took it and slept for a night or whatever. The farmer ran it straight through because he didn't know. Nobody didn't tell him. Nobody didn't tell him he's supposed to take a break. He just ran that thing, a 3-day race. He just ran straight through. Like, I didn't know I was supposed to take a break. Nobody didn't tell me. And he did really good. He didn't even train for the joint. So that's what we're doing right now. We running a race that no one told us the rules to. No one told us the rules to. We're just gonna run. And we're running because we have a goal in mind. The finish line is on the way. Somewhere down the line, the finish line is going to be there, right? So that brings to step number 3. But not step number 3, but number 3 itself, because we're going to do the review. We said humble, hungry, happy. That was the ABC, and then we're doing the 1, 2, 3 for humble, which is you don't have all the answers. You got to admit your faults. That's one thing that keep you humble. Another thing that keep you humble in business is that you're going to learn from your losses because you know there's people out there that's better. You know there's people out there that are better. That doesn't make you not good. That doesn't mean that you can't do your best. Just know it's somebody else that's out there better. And number 3, last but not least, hey, you gotta laugh. You gotta be able to laugh at yourself because you're going to do something. You're going to definitely do something that's going to be silly as ever. That's going to make you feel so silly that, like, man, why didn't I do that years ago? Or why didn't this happen? Or, hey, sometimes I feel silly when I'm doing these live streams and ain't nobody there. But guess what? I can laugh it off and I'm gonna record it anyway because it's going. Someone look at it later. I know one one of those streams I did one day that I think all of us was on there. Nobody watched it, but in a week later, 300 people saw it. 381 people to be exact. It's like, whoa, where all those views come from? And we was out here just doing what we doing right now. Nobody don't need to watch us. So we can laugh at ourselves, we can record and have fun because we all gonna do something silly and that'll keep you humble in a heartbeat. Anybody.
Hey, well, like you said, laughter is definitely good for the heart, good for the soul, and yeah, I gotta be able to laugh at myself. But let me tell everybody out there watching this, I laugh at myself. I don't need you laughing at me. You will not laugh at me. I laugh at myself. Don't join me. No, see, that's what I'm talking about. I can be silly, but I can speak in the truth, and it helps me out. It helps me out to really know to not to take myself too serious. When I don't take myself too serious, that helps me to stay humble. It helps my head from swelling up and becoming prideful because I don't want my head to get filled up so much that it tips my body over and I crash because my head is too heavy for me to carry around on my little legs. So I gotta laugh some stuff out. It releases some of that pride. It releases some of that stuff that can try to build up in that head, so it don't get too big and too clouded and too caught up. You know, when you laugh at some stuff, you just bringing some joy. You're reflecting. You're releasing something that's just contagious to some people. So and like I said, I know everybody here, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. I ain't got no problem crying. I'm man enough. I can do that too. But I'd rather laugh. Actually, I used to take a lot of time just to try to laugh because when you laugh, it helps you through a lot of good times. So me and my cousins actually used to play the game Make Me Laugh. And we used to take turns to try to just sit up there and make each other laugh, see who's going to laugh first because sometimes folks are having a bad day and just doing something like that brought that joy back to them. And that's what you need sometimes to re-engage into the problems and the things that you're going through. Sometimes you just need to be able to laugh. You need to be able to shake it off. Laugh at your own faults because when you can laugh at it, hey, you can re-engage yourself and get back into the game. That's all it takes sometimes.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Um, I know laughter for me is communing. That's why I love to get on this live stream and meet up on Wednesday with Dawkins G and Charles. It's just so we can look at each other, say what's going on, laugh about it, get it out, and then keep moving forward. Because if like Brother D said, if you sometimes you don't laugh, you cry. So gotta laugh it out. And it'll definitely keep you humble. We're definitely gonna make mistakes. You're definitely gonna be silly. You know, it is what it is. I look the way I look. When I take pictures with the family, I'm the only one that's not checking to see what the picture look like. It is what it is. However it come out, that's how I come out. That's how I look that day. So, no, I don't take myself too seriously at all. I go with the flow. It's never personal, it's strictly business, and keep it moving. So, and that's I love this group because we can laugh. Like you said, sometimes we on here 1, 2 in the morning. It's just the three of us, the four of us, whoever's on, and we talking to each other, having a good time. But we learning, we sharing, and we getting information. So
And there you have it, folks. You heard it right here from the up and coming professionals and some already professionals that we are just doing it. We're professionals in our own fields, and now we venture into this field of network marketing, and we're sharing these thoughts with you guys. We're sharing these thoughts with y'all. We talked about humble, hungry, and happy, and today was the focus on humble. The one, two, threes of humble. Of uh, you don't have all the answers, so admit your faults. That's how you can stay humble in your business. Two, you can learn from your losses because there are others out there that are better. And number three, You gotta laugh at yourself because you're definitely going to do something silly. So we invite you all again. We thank you for watching this, whether you watch on a replay or not. You can see it. You can see replay and other videos at middleclassmillionaire.pw. Just click on live hangouts. You'll see all the replays. And we also encourage you to join our Facebook group, the Team for Millionaires. It's definitely a group that's going successful places. And we also invite you all for Wednesdays. Wednesdays will be study hall. Wednesdays will be study hall. We're trying to work out an exact time. I know Mr. Sharif wanted a little bit earlier that we could get study hall because we're going to probably need some more time. And this week, our first study hall book. See, that's what happens when you got those educators on the line. You got that first study hall book is Go Pro by Eric Worre. I'm actually going to probably send him an email, see if he'll hop on a live stream. These people are real accessible nowadays. 7 steps to becoming a network marketing professional. Or I'm going to actually bring on some professional network marketers, and I'm going to reach out to them. So people have network marketing companies, like some of the companies we're involved in. But we're going to cover the first chapter as well as the introduction. And I'm really looking forward to that. You join us on that stream, guess what? You're going to have access to the ebook and the audio book. So that's encouraging right there. I'm probably going to shoot a commercial, or as my wife watched the Real Housewives or whatever they are, wherever they're from, I'm going to probably make a commercial about it tonight to put it on somewhere so people could join us and get that information. I mean, I can't give you the whole book. I will give you the introduction, chapter 1, because Eric Worre obviously needs his money. He's not coming for me talking about, oh, you gave 300 people copy my book, you owe me. No, I'm trying to make money. And what's the wholesale price for 300 books? Because he got it written in here. This man's serious. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Sharif, he's serious about his. He said,
about it.
he said if you buy 100 to 499 books, they $6 each. That man, you get a discount only if you buy it in bulk. that man ain't no joke right there. He said, hey, so I will be willing to give you as anytime we're going along. You might collect the whole book if you join us every program. But it will be up probably in the Dropbox. Chapter 1 in the introduction, the audio version, and the ebook version for people to get it, but they got to join. They got to be there. So, it's time for us to say goodbye, folks. We'll continue Humble, Hungry, and Happy. On Thursday, we'll be doing Hungry, and on Friday, we'll be doing Happy. So, yes, thank you all for coming out. We're going to have the brothers give their goodbyes, and then I'll close it out.
Hey y'all, how y'all doing? This is Mr. D from Mr. DNA Vacation. Hey, live your life to the fullest. Don't get caught up doing the same thing. You gotta change. Grow your mind, grow your money. Hey, make a change, be a better you. Alright, good night, good morning, y'all.
This is Hamid Sharif from Dreams Reality Academy, where we educate, execute, and earn. Good night and good evening. See you on the next call.
And this is Mr. Aaron from the House of Aaron. And I say, be confident, be smart, be fruitful, multiply. And when you start, you don't stop. You got to be consistent until you achieve your goals. Good night, good morning. See you on the next call.